understand it any better.
Does it have any bass to it, or is it got any, is there any, low end to it, or what?
Yeah, you've got low end, but you also got high end too. It's extremely well rounded.
You know something, I got a rear end too.
Roger on the rear end.
And it's also wide.
You know how long it took to achieve this status? We've been working on it all our life.
I guarantee it. It has taken me a while. Actually, over the last couple of years there, it's really gotten wider. Not so much the rear end there. I'm losing it. The old stomach, man, I tell you, I was looking at pictures at the beach. I said, wow, what happened? What in the world happened over the last couple of years?
Yeah, and that, we don't, well, my problem is, we don't exercise like we used to, but I really can't, because I can't walk real far. So what I do though, I'll go over to like Costco or Bass Pro. I got one close to me. JTA BRT is 20, by the way. And, I'll walk around the store. When I do get in a store, Dan, I need a cart because my long distance walking, it's better with something to lean on. It gives me a little more stamina. I get around, don't get me wrong. I just can't go long distances very well anymore. It's kind of like last year and this year at Ragchew On in Indiana, which is this big flea market thing. A lot of fun, by the way. But I rented one of those electric carts because I just can't walk that anymore. It does help. Now, I do not rent the electric carts in the stores yet. Just pushing one is fine. But, yeah, my days are, it kind of stinks, it really does, but you deal with it, man. You deal with it, you learn to live with it. KCABRT. And by the way, it all stems, the onset of the degenerative spine disease in the neck as well, was an onset. When I was in the Navy, I fell from one deck to the other, broke 3 vertebrae in my lower back and 2 in my neck, so I think that set everything in motion, but you learn to deal with the KCABRT.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, there's injuries that will come back to haunt you when you get older. And, of course, I'm sure it wasn't very pleasant then either. But, I used to work in the spine industry there for a medical device manufacturer. And I know exactly what you're talking about, all those implants and rods and screws and plates and everything that go in there, and all the inner bodies that they've put in there and take place of your disc and all. It's a tougher to have all this stuff in your body. I'm sure you got a few pieces in there. If you've unless you haven't had any disc removed, you might be okay. I'm not sure what the injuries were, how severe, but when they're broken, they're broken. And you might have a few plates in there now. I'm not sure.
Nope, I've never had surgery. I've never seen it for surgery. I don't know if you've ever heard of ankylosing spondylitis. If not, Google it. It was the onset from the fall that kind of set everything in motion. Of course, the government back then they think if you're walking, you're talking, you're fine. So I couldn't get any disability from the service. I think it was partial. Suppose if I bought it now I could. I'm just so worn out over the whole matter. It's kind of a dead subject. But that being said, I never had surgery. Now my son, he was, scoliosis is, I don't know if you've ever heard of kyphosis, but that's, the one my son had is it made him like a hunchback. And when he was 18, he had rods. Basically, he has rods and screws on each side of his spine from his neck to his butt crack. So, yeah, he's been through the ringer, but he's 31 now, he's doing pretty good. So But without it, what happens is he would have been so bent over at this point, you know, he probably wouldn't be alive anymore. They said it, you know, could make it hard to breathe, you know, structures in the rib cage through the lungs, and he would have been in a world of hurt. So the nice thing was we had really good insurance when that happened, and it was a $250,000 surgery, and we only had to pay $2,500. And then he had a split disc in his neck. They had to go back in. That was $100,000, believe it or not. Well, I think we owed $300. So, of course, insurance has changed since then, but I'm glad we had that good coverage back then, because that sure helped. KCBRT.
K3SDL. Oh yeah, yep, and I know exactly what you're talking about there. Yep, we used to have instrumentation and implants all for that type of surgery there too. And most of it, what we did was for scoliosis and stuff for younger girls and stuff, because it affected the girls more than the boys. And when they're in their probably about, you know, right around their 10 years of age or up into their teenage years, that's when they really start showing up, and sometimes earlier, but yeah, they had to have the rides all the way down, like you said, from the cervical area a lot of times, or the very top of the back all the way down to the lumbar region, and it's pretty sad to see anybody have to do that, go through that. Curvature of the spine is not a good thing, because it could cause organ damage and everything else, and all kinds of pain and growth problems, and lung, and you know, it's stuff's all twisted around like that. But yep, that's what we majored in. Most of our implants and stuff was geared towards that, and deformity spine products. So we had all the kits and everything that the doctors would use for surgery. Everything, all the instruments and the implants, and you had to give them more than what they thought they were going to use, just in case things didn't go right. Surgeons had to have alternatives, you know, and plenty of stuff there to work with. So we always had product managers and that would go into surgery with them, or just for in case there was issues from they weren't familiar with certain instrumentation or what have you. But it was a pretty interesting field. But money still ruins healthcare. Money has ruined healthcare. It's terrible the way it's gotten. But the humanity there, you know, human nature. They're greedy people, greedy companies, and they got to compete with all the other companies out there as well, you know. So of course they all want the largest market share and investors and all that. You know how that works, but. Greed has ruined healthcare and customer service, or patient care, I should say. Anyway, back to you, Marshall. K3SDL.
Oh, you're exactly right. Greed is the problem in this country, and you know, the politicians, the big business, we see it every day. It's so unfortunate. KCBRT.
I used to work for a company. It was called K2M, K2 Medical. If you ever go online and look there at all the instrumentation and the implants that were used, and all the different types of surgical sets for different ways of treating, you know, the spine or neck or whatever. And they ended up selling out to Stryker. Stryker is the name of the company that bought them. And they're local too, right down there, about 20 miles away. Worked there for about 11 years, and I was there when the ground floor when they started it up, and I think they sold out for about $2 billion or something like that. Right after I left.
Lord, they got a pretty good price tag for it.
You know, it's like the Stryker. They were much bigger, and they were into everything. All the joint, you know, knee and hip, and just about every type of instrument you could think of. And But what happens when somebody comes threatening your business? You buy them out.
Seems to be the way that is these days.
But there's a lot of companies out there. I'm not sure what company did your surgery on your son. I think you said it was your son, right?
I think they were from Edison Company here in town. He had one hell of a surgeon, I'll tell you that.
Roger that. Yeah, one of the doctors that started this company, or helped found it, he was chief neurosurgeon, actually chief orthopedic surgeon for Johns Hopkins in Baltimore for years. And he trained a lot of doctors, a lot of spine doctors over the years. And so he had a good reputation and a lot of years of service, for the hospital down there. So he was able to draw a lot of business in our direction. So that was pretty helpful.
Well, it all worked out. Casey gave BRT at 30. For ID. You on the 7300 tonight?
No, sir, on the 7600.
Which one of those is newer, that one or the 7300?
7300 is newer. I'm not sure how old this one is. It could be late 2000, it could be 2009, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know what year it was manufactured. I don't know. I didn't do the serial number. Didn't check into it, but it's the older one. It's the 7600, and I got the 7300 I've got. It's about, let's see, I got it in June of 2020. June of 2020, I think. May or June of 2020, I think. So it's a little over 3 years.
Which one has more bells and whistles, Dan?
Which one was what?
Has more bells and whistles.
The 7600 is a bigger radio. It's got more knobs and push buttons. Everything's on the a lot of stuff on the face of the radio. It's got more push buttons and knobs on it. Put that away. It's not so much of a menu-driven touch screen like the 7300. Most everything on that is you just go in, you touch a button, and open up it's like clicking a mouse, onto the screen and opening up something, and then you touch whatever you want or what have you. And it's menu-driven, I guess. Touch screen. There's a few knobs. I got the power and a tuner and a Vox and a few other smaller buttons on the 7300, but not mostly everything you touch your screen there to get into menus. And it's got a better waterfall on the 7300. It's a newer, SDR radio, where this one's not. But this one's a heavier, bigger radio. But they both do pretty well.
Yeah, I never heard a bad one, that's for sure. And the 7300, I talked to a lot of people that run those. Must be a popular one, but they all sound good. A lot of guys just run that, what is it, SS20 or whatever that's like.
Yeah. Well, this ICM microphone I'm on now does really good on both. I think does fairly well for all the ICOM radios, the 9700, 7300, and the 7600 as well. So you can pay a whole lot more money for another microphone, but I don't know if it's going to get any better. Might be just a tad more. Depends on whether you add an equalizer and all the other stuff and doctor it all up. But it's okay for now. Seems to do pretty good. You go to my website or my QRZ page here, you can see. I think I just updated that picture. It's not very clear. You can't really see. I don't know what's wrong with my phone. guess I'm gonna have to use a better half phone. She's got the iPhone, what has she got? 12 or 14, I don't remember which. I still got the iPhone 8 Plus, so mine's a little older. It doesn't take quite as good a pictures, but then again, mine's paid for, hers wasn't.
Yes, and there's that. My grandson is, my oldest grandson, he's 21. He's actually in charge of, here's a huge construction company. They do a lot of commercial construction, and there's, tens of thousands of employees. I mean, it's just huge. But anyway, he's in charge of the cell phones, all the communications for the company, believe it or not. And 21, no formal college education, but he's always been really smart with cell phones. And he works for Assurance, which is the typical insurance company for cell phones for Verizon and that. And so he had a lot of training for, repairing cell phones and stuff. Well, he got that job there, and they went to their standards for what he's going to do. And shit, he started at $58,000 a year. Can't believe that, but he can't beat it either. Anyway, nothing's got around to a little bit. Oh, and my wife and I, he shows up one day around after Christmas. Was it like, I don't know, end of January, beginning of February? He says, hey, what are y'all doing? He calls me up, and I said, well, we're just sitting here watching TV. He says, can I come over? And of course, we're like, well, you can always come over. He goes, okay, I'll be over there in about 15 minutes. Lived across town, like a suburb of Toledo, and about 20 minutes he shows up. Brand new cell phone for me and the wife. They get some that they want to test, and then they're just going to shit can them anyway. So the boss wants them taken and give them to people. So we basically got brand new phones in the box that have never been used for anything. She got an iPhone 13, I think, and I ended up with a 823 Android, 256 gig phone. But I've got all my music. I got 450 CDs on my phone. I got all kinds of music. But they get kids. KTABRT.
Oh man, with all that music on your phone, you could be a DJ or something, man. Just turn your phone on and go at it. Yeah, K3SDL. That's pretty good. That's pretty good of them to get your phones like that. I'm not one that likes to throw a lot of money into phones. I've only had, I think I had the iPhone 3. Then I got the 5. Then I got the, I don't even know if I even got the 6. I think I may have got the 7. Then I got the 8 Plus. So that's all I've had over the last probably 15 years. Probably more than that. Yeah, I don't know. 15, 16, 17 years, I guess, however long the iPhone 3 came out. I don't remember when that was, but so I'll run them until they drop, because they fall apart. The battery's no good, which I'm getting close to this one now. I've got to charge the heck out of this thing, keep it going. But a couple times, 3 times a day sometimes. But I use it a lot too, so I'm sitting on the couch messing around or something, or you use your phone a whole lot more than you think, but the battery's just not there anymore. I'll have to end up getting another battery, or at some point get another phone, but I'm hoping this will be my last phone ever.
Yeah, the unfortunate part I have seen with the iPhone is at some point they just stop, worse than Android, they just stop supporting them. So they won't upgrade the operating system. And the only problem with that is, if they don't upgrade the operating system or give it any updates anymore, because they upgrade the matrix, the network, so to speak, they just stop supporting them that way, and they're rendered useless. I've had several friends with iPhones that have had to get new phones just for that reason. don't get me wrong, Android does the same thing. You just have a little longer leash limit with an Android than you do an iPhone.